Hey everyone, it's Sumi and welcome back to my channel. It's Ganesh Chaturthi or the birthday of Lord Ganesha in a few days, so I thought why not do a video showing you how to make some delicious kozhukattais or steamed rice dumplings. We'll be showing you one sweet and two savory versions, but all equally delicious. We're going to start with the sweet rice dumpling or the Thengai Poornam Kozhukattai, which is a kozhukattai that's filled with a sweet coconut and jaggery filling. We're going to start by making the filling. So in a pan on medium-high heat, we're going to start by taking 2 tablespoons of water. To the water, we're going to add half a cup of jaggery, and we're going to keep mixing this until all of the jaggery is completely melted. This will only take a couple of minutes. So we're going to keep mixing this until all of the jaggery is completely melted. It'll get all bubbly and syrupy, at which point we'll add 1 cup of fresh grated coconut. This is frozen grated coconut that we've thawed. Once again, we're going to keep mixing this, and we want to cook this until all of the moisture has been absorbed. We're also adding 1 teaspoon of coconut oil to this mixture so that it gets a lovely glossy finish once it's done cooking. And to speed up the process of absorbing all of the moisture, we're going to add 2 tablespoons of gram flour, which is also known as roasted chana dal flour. You can substitute with 2 tablespoons of besan or chickpea flour instead. What this will do is give some weight to the mixture that will make it really easy to fill the dumplings, because if the filling is too syrupy and loose, the dumplings might split while steaming, whereas adding the flour will keep them intact. So we're going to keep mixing this until all of the flour is well incorporated and we cannot see any of the raw flour in the mixture. Once that happens, we're going to add half a teaspoon of cardamom powder for some lovely flavor. Mix everything really well and turn off our element, and we'll transfer the mixture onto a plate to cool down. And now it's time to make the dough for our dumplings. In a pan on medium-high heat, we're going to start by adding 4.5 cups of water. So this is 4.5 cups of water for 2.5 cups of rice flour. The ratio is usually 1:2, which is 1 cup of rice flour and 2 cups of water. But it's better to start with half a cup less and add more as needed because it's easier to add than take out. We're also adding 2.5 cups for all 3 types of dumplings. So if you're only making the sweet version, you can add 1 cup of rice flour and 1.5 cups of water and make your way upwards to 2 cups of water if required. All of the details will be in the description box below. Once the water begins to bubble, we're going to add 1 teaspoon of salt. Again, if you're only making the sweet version, just add a pinch of salt. We're then going to start by slowly adding in our rice flour while mixing it continuously to avoid any lumps. And we want to keep mixing this until we get a smooth dough and it starts leaving the sides easily. What that means is the dough won't stick to the bottom, it will just start moving around pretty easily, and that's when you know your dough is complete. You can switch off the element and set the dough aside. While our dough is cooling down, we're going to start molding our jaggery coconut mixture into small spheres, which will become the filling for our sweet dumplings or our Thengai Poornam Kozhukattais. So this is a pretty simple process. All you want to do is take a little bit of the mixture into the palms of your hands and form them into little spheres and set them on a plate. To make sure that the filling doesn't stick to your hands, it's good to oil your hands with a little bit of coconut oil or sunflower oil. We're then going to start forming our rice dough into larger spheres because this will become the shell for our filling that we just made. We then want to flatten our spheres like this and mold it into a bowl-like shape. Add in the jaggery coconut sphere and pinch the dough at the top to create the classic modak or modakam shape. Our kozhukattais are now ready for steaming. We're going to place all of them onto a steamer rack and steam on medium-high for 12 minutes. You'll know your kozhukattais or dumplings are ready when they have a nice glisten or shine to them, and when you touch them, they will not stick to your fingers. So ours took about 12 minutes. It could take a minute or 2 longer. And once they're done steaming, you want to allow them to cool for around 5 to 6 minutes. We're going to use half of our remaining dough to make Ammini or money kozhukattais. This is a great family activity as well. I remember I loved helping my mom make these as a kid, and it's also a lot of fun to eat them. For these dumplings, we want to form the dough into tiny spheres like this. You can make it as small or as large as you want, but the smaller the cuter. And once again, be sure to oil your palms so the dough doesn't stick to your hands. Once you're done forming your dough into these spheres, we just want to steam them on medium-high for 12 minutes again. And you'll know they're cooked when they're all shiny and glossy and don't stick to your fingers. Once that's done, we're going to set it aside to cool down. While they're cooling down, we're taking a pan on medium-high heat, to which we're adding 2 teaspoons of refined coconut oil. Once the oil is hot, we're adding half a teaspoon of mustard seeds, and we're going to wait for it to crackle. A quarter teaspoon of hing or asafoetida, 10 to 12 curry leaves, along with 1 finely chopped Thai green chili for some heat, a quarter teaspoon of turmeric powder, 3/4 of a teaspoon of Kashmiri red chili powder. You can substitute this with paprika if you don't have Kashmiri chili powder. And you just want to mix all of this and cook for around 20 to 30 seconds. We're then going to add in our steamed mini spheres. Mix all of this really well until the spices are well incorporated and you get a homogeneous color. We're then going to top this with 2 tablespoons of freshly grated coconut, salt to taste. Be careful with the salt because the dough is already salted. Mix everything once again and cook for 2 minutes. And our Ammini or mani khorkattais are done. I have an older video on making different types of mani or Ammini khorkattais, so you can check that out here. And now for our final dumpling or the Kara Pidi khorkattai. This is definitely spicier than the other 2 versions, but so yummy. For this, we're going to start by taking a pan on medium-high heat, and we're going to add 2 teaspoons of refined coconut oil. Once the oil is hot, we're going to add a teaspoon of mustard seeds and wait for it to crackle. Half a tablespoon of urad dal, 1 dry red chili, broken into 2 to release its flavors, 10 to 12 curry leaves, and a quarter teaspoon of hing or asafoetida. We're going to cook all of this until the lentils turn to a golden brown color, which should only take a couple of seconds. We're now going to pour this tempering over our remaining cooked rice dough. We're going to salt this to taste. Once again, be careful since the dough already has some salt in it. We're also going to add 2 teaspoons of gunpowder or malagai pudi for some extra heat and yumminess. If you don't have access to gunpowder or malagai pudi, you can just use 1 teaspoon of chili powder or paprika, and you can add that to your tempering so it gets cooked a little bit and isn't just raw chili powder. And we're also going to add 2 tablespoons of fresh grated coconut. And now all we want to do is mix all of this really well so all of the spices are evenly incorporated. It's best to use your hands to do this because you can also crush the chilies and infuse that spice within the dough. Once your dough is ready, you can form them into ellipses like this. Is that how you'd call this? And you'd place them on your steamer rack and steam it on medium-high for 15 minutes. So this will take a little longer since it's thicker than the other 2 versions. And they're done when they're shiny and don't stick to your fingers. And you want to cool this as well for 5 to 6 minutes. I think Ganesh Chaturthi is definitely one of my favorite festivals because I get to eat a lot of khorkattais. You can enjoy these khorkattais or dumplings as a delicious evening snack. You can also have it as part of your lunches or dinners. I sometimes even have it as a breakfast because it's just so good. Let me know if you try any of these recipes out in the comments below. And please like and subscribe for more such videos, and I'll see you next time. Bye!